2024 was a really big year for KVRC. We implemented our first big restoration project.
This is really exciting because we are working on improvements to the headwaters of the Colorado River. This is a decades-long initiative. It will take time to restore and reverse the impacts that have happened, but we are all just so excited about the progress made so far.
KVRC stands for the Kawuneeche Valley Restoration Collaborative, and the mission of KVRC is to bring together regional stakeholders to restore the Kawuneeche Valley.
The Kawuneeche Valley extends from the Never Summer Mountain Range to where the Colorado River meets Shadow Mountain Reservoir.
The Kawuneeche Valley spans multiple jurisdictions, so that includes not only Rocky Mountain National Park, but U.S. Forest Service and private landowners.
It was once a thriving beaver willow wetland complex. However, the system has degraded in such a way that it no longer provides some of the ecological services and functions that it once did. The Kawuneeche Valley Restoration Collaborative was formed in early 2020. We began working with researchers from Colorado State University
to understand what are the current conditions, how did we get there, and where are opportunities for improvement in the future.
CSU's findings documented over 90% loss of beavers and tall willow in the valley. This has been due to a number of factors, including the overbrowsing of willows by elk and moose. So without these tall willows, beavers have had no food or dam building materials, and they've essentially left the valley. So with the loss of these beaver ponds and the fact that beaver ponds help slow the flow of water and settle out sediment and other particulates, this has led to incised and eroding tributaries to the Colorado River and an overall drying up of the valley.
So the overall mission of KVRC, we're looking to address some degradation that has occurred in the valley,
so the Kawuneeche Valley can provide the critical ecosystem services that we depend on. These services might include building a landscape more resilient to wildfire and sourcing of good clean water.
Helping to reconnect the stream to the floodplain, provide better water quality downstream.
From Northern Waters' perspective, the Colorado River flows directly into Shadow Mountain Reservoir, which is part of the collection system for the Colorado Big Thompson project. So it's our hope that by restoring the Kawuneeche Valley, we can then improve downstream water quality that's entering Shadow Mountain Reservoir. CSU made recommendations for 4 restoration sites to focus our initial efforts. These initial restoration sites are all located within Rocky Mountain National Park, and we are very excited that our first project, Beaver Creek, kicked off in 2024. So work at Beaver Creek included the installation of 29 in-stream structures that mimic beaver activity,
installing beaver dam analogs, post-assisted log structures, and also some simulated beaver structures,
in order to help raise the channel, slow water flow, and re-wet the groundwater. The goal of our work is not to reintroduce beaver, but rather restore an environment in which they can live. Sort of a field of dreams approach. If you build it, they will come. We are also working to complete a 31-acre exclosure fence around the project site that will help protect willows from elk and moose browsing, and we will be planting more willows in the fall of 2025.
We're also doing a lot of exotic plant management, so treating species like Canada thistle that have come in and invaded these dried out wetland systems.
We also did a lot of outreach this summer, leading tours and giving interviews to different press outlets and local groups to help spread the word about what KVRC is doing in the Kawuneeche Valley. We also look forward to reaching out to private landowners in the valley to expand our footprint outside of Rocky Mountain National Park and to achieve a truly watershed-scale impact. Moving forward, KVRC aims to implement other restoration projects throughout the Kawuneeche Valley.
So we have 3 other project sites currently identified. For our next site, Kawuneeche Creek, we plan to implement in 2026. And the work at Kawuneeche Creek will be very similar to the work completed at Beaver Creek. This work has been funded by a variety of sources. In total, we've raised over $3 million to date.
Through a variety of sources, state and federal and private, which reflects broad support for this project. One of the special things about being a part of KVRC is this large collaborative group of all these diverse stakeholders working together for a common shared goal.
We're really excited just to have this collaborative relationship with all these other entities that are also interested in the same thing.
KVRC has been amazingly successful, and really that's all due to the collaborative nature of the group of people that are working on this initiative. I don't think any one organization could accomplish what we have so far, and we are very much looking forward to what's to come.